Alrighty, everyone. Great, let's get this show on the road. Okay. Right, so starting off in child's pose, come onto your knees, get your big toes to touch behind you, and the width of your knees is totally dependent on you, whatever feels good for you. I like to go not too wide, not too close together, just a little bit of space. Walk your hands down onto the mat, and then really snuggle your bum down towards your heels. And there's two options today for this one. You can either have your hands reached out in front of you, walk them out onto the mat, or what I'm going to do is place one hand on top of the other and then rest my forehead onto my hands. So getting the chest down to the floor, extending the spine, and then placing my forehead down on the ground or on my hands. So you can stay down in that position. Sometimes I won't look exactly the same as what the posture is, just so that I can give you the cues of what to do nicely. So as you lay down here in your child's pose, just start to gently move your hips from side to side and roll your forehead either on the ground or over your palms. And just feel this morning your body starting to wake up and get a little bit of energy and movement. And see how you're feeling today. Is your body feeling nice and energized? Are you feeling a bit of fatigue from the week? So just observing and try to start making a shift from thinking about what you're doing and what you need to do in class, and try to feel into your body what feels good for you, what feels difficult. And if you think to yourself, am I in the right position? Is this correct? Don't worry too much about that, but rather think about what that position feels like. So, can I feel it in my hips, or can I feel it in my upper back, or whatever the case may be? And now just find some stillness in your child's pose. So relax your body in the center without movement. Keep your mouth just gently closed and breathe nice and deep in and out through your nose. And as you do that, I want you to feel like you're really filling up into your belly and your rib cage. So breathe in nice and deep, and you might even feel your stomach and your ribs press against your thighs as you breathe in. And then use that bit of compression from the legs to help assist the air on the way out. So giving a bit of effort to get all of the air all the way out of your lungs. Long, slow, deep breaths in and out of the belly. And really try to smooth the breath out. Try to find a good rhythm with your breath this morning. Moving and breathing consistency. And now wherever your hands are in your child's pose, walk your hands next to the sides of your head so that they're basically coming just in front of your knees. Curl your chin in towards your chest and press up with your hands until your arms are straight. Keep your chin into your chest. And now squeeze your bum, almost tucking into a sort of cat pose type of position with the spine. So I'm pressing through my upper back, pulling my chin to my chest. And then we're going to come all the way up so that the hands leave the ground. Rise the arms up to the front. reach up to the sky. You can even look up if it feels good. Reach, reach, reach. And then bend the elbows, squeeze your elbows down and back. And I'm squeezing my bum to push the hips forward. Now I can feel a really good stretch into the upper back, front of the chest. Then taking the hands down towards the floor and placing the hands, fingers down into the lower back, just to get a nice, easy back bend. And then I'm going to slide my hands down the back of my legs to come back to the floor where they were, underneath my shoulders, and then coming down. Let's go again. Chin to chest, press through the arms, straighten them out, round into the upper back, squeeze the butt, and then curl yourself all the way up. Reach your arms up to the sky, maybe even looking up. When you get to the top, let's now reach over towards the right hand side. So reach both arms and lean your body towards the right. You can even take your right hand down to support you on your hip if you want. Really straighten out that top arm and feel the stretch down the whole side of the body. Breathe in, come up to center, reach both arms up. Breathe out, reach over towards the left side. Maybe take this left hand down onto your hip for a bit of support. Feel the right side stretch. Reach both arms up in the center. And then start to bend your elbows, open your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Take your hands into your lower back. Squeeze your bum, push your hips forward, maybe looking up a little bit, lifting the chest. And then slide your hands down. Take your hands down to the floor. Slowly press yourself up. Come into a box pose. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And just start to get settled in here. So you can maybe even wiggle around a little bit with the hips. Spread your fingers out wide and really grab down into the floor. Let's warm up the wrists a little bit. So gently shifting your weight forwards and backwards towards the fingertips and then back towards the heel of the palm. Each time you go forward, grip into the floor with your fingers. You'll feel a nice stretch into the hands, the fingers, the forearms. Really important to warm up the wrists. And now start to go towards the left-hand side and then forward towards your left hand. So we're coming around the left, then back around the left side towards the heels, over to the right, and then forward towards the right fingertips. 2 more times each side. To the heels, and then to the left, forward, to the heels, to the right, forward, grip with the fingertips. 1 more time each side. Good, and then coming into center, you can even give the wrists a little roll out or shake them out. It feels good. Both hands on the floor. Deep belly breath in as you pull your belly down to the floor. Reach your heart forward through your shoulders, coming into cow pose. Getting a nice long arch through the back. And as you keep the chair and breathe, you can even start to move yourself a little bit from side to side. So I'm trying to pull my left shoulder to my left hip, maybe look to the left, and then go to the other side. And it's just a easy sort of intuitive movement. Just doing whatever feels good. And then let's take it to the center. As you take your next exhale, round your back, pull your chin to your chest, squeeze your bum, and continue to breathe here for about 3 breaths. And just start to move your body a little bit from side to side. bending, feeling one side at a time, stretching and opening up a little bit more. And then coming to center of your cat, let's take 2 full cat-cow flows. So breathe in, belly down, heart forward. At the end of the inhale, exhale and press into your cat. Long inhale takes your chest forward, belly down. And exhale. Getting all the air out and squeezing around in the back. Come back to a neutral spine. So that's mostly long and straight through the back. Squeeze into your left bum as you press your left foot back, sliding it along the mat so that your ball of your foot is still down on the mat. And then lift your leg up off the floor. So now I can really feel the left bum working. Press your chest away from the floor so that you don't sag into the shoulders. And I'm trying to squeeze my ribs towards the spine so that there's no arch into the low back. So a nice, long, straight, strong body. Bend into your knee so that your heel is pointing up to the sky. And really kick the heel up, squeeze the butt. Try not to move anything else except your hip. Start to circle your knee out towards the side. So we're trying to get the knee and the foot up to the same level, out to the side, like a dog at a fire hydrant position. And then keep squeezing your knee in towards your armpits. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Keep the foot off the ground. And then kick your heel back up towards the sky. That's it. 2 more times in that direction. Go out to the side with the knee. Squeeze it around. Bring the knee to your elbow or up to your armpit. And lift the heel up to the sky. 1 more time, all the way around. Slower the better. And kick the heel up to the sky. Straighten your leg out to the back. And start to open up your hip. So the left hip is going to turn open. And at this point, you want to feel both bums are working quite hard. Okay, you can either wait here or you can start to float your left fingertips away from the floor. And then lift your left hand off the ground, find your balance here. You've also got the option to keep the back foot down on the floor if you're really battling with balance. Otherwise, leg up and reach your left arm up to the sky. Balance, keep pressing the floor away with this bottom hand. Maybe even looking up towards the top hand if you want. Now reaching your top hand up next to your ear. So I'm trying to get as much length as possible from the back foot all the way up to my left hand. Now with the left hand, reaching it up to the sky and then back towards your foot. And I'm going to tip my back foot down to the floor. Get some good stability. Stay strong in the tummy. And lift myself up. Oh, finding the balance. So on your knee and the back foot, almost coming to like a kneeling warrior. And then take your back hand down your back leg. Like a reverse warrior, reaching the front arm up to the sky. So whichever knee is down on the ground, you've got that arm reaching up to the sky. Feel the stretch all the way down the side of the body. Even moving your body around a little bit in this position. To feel the differences in the stretch. Slowly, like slow motion, float your right hand down to the floor, bringing it underneath your shoulder, and tip the back leg up and away from the ground if you want to. Reach your left arm to the sky, and then reach it up next to your left ear. A nice long stretch. Maybe even doing a couple of circles in the back leg. Maybe 2 or 3 in one direction, and then 2 or 3 in the opposite direction. Nice. Taking your left hand down to the floor. closing off your hip, and then bringing your knee down to the floor. I'm just going to change sides so that you can see. Step your right foot out to the back, onto the mat. Really engage the belly, the bum. Lift your foot off the floor. Bend into your knee, push your heel up to the sky. Slowly start circling your leg out to the side. Get it up as high as you can. Pull the knee in towards your armpit. And then feed your heel all the way back and up to the sky. Squeeze the bum. Circle out to the side, slow motion. Knee to armpit. Foot hovers off the floor and press back up. One more time, nice and slow. Really feel that you're only moving into the ball and socket joint of the hip. Then straightening the leg out to the back. Start to open up your right hip. So we're trying to get the toes to point towards the right side of the mat. And what helps for balance here is to press the whole left shin and foot down into the floor. Start to get light onto your right hand. See if you can float your right hand off the floor. Keeping it close to the body. Remember the option to put the back foot down on the floor if you want. Otherwise, reach your right arm up to the sky. Stay nice and strong. You can also reach the top arm up next to your ear. Feeling some good work and opening into the whole right side of the body. Then slowly place the back foot down onto the mat. Get it nice and solid. And then reach your right arm up to the sky. And then back towards your right foot. And that's going to lift you up using the core muscles. So at this point, I'm putting my knee and my foot closer together into the ground to get some good stability. Right hand down the back leg, left arm reaches up. Getting a really nice stretch down the whole left side. And then just playing around here, I like to just roll the body forwards and backwards to feel the different spots in the side body stretching. Now, slowly taking the left hand down, tipping the body, take the hand to the floor, reach your arm up next to your ear, lift the back leg, taking a couple circles into the back leg. Try not to arch into the low back too much, but feel the hip working. Change direction with your circles, nice and slow. And then finding stillness with the back leg. Take your right hand to the floor, close off the hip, and bring your knee down to the ground. Curl your toes under behind you, and step in one foot back at a time. Coming into a high plank. With a nice straight body, really squeeze your bum, press your chest away from the floor. Lift your hips up to down dog. So I'm pretty sure this is your first down dog of the day since it's a morning class. But if it's not, that's cool as well. Well done. And let's pedal into our down dog a bit. So bend one knee, bend the other, hips from side to side. Whatever you like. The more you practice this position, the more you'll find that only you can figure out which really specific little motions and positions will give you the stretch that you need. Okay, come to the center with your down dog. Equal pressure through both hands and feet. Push your bum up to the sky. Press your chest towards your thighs. Let's lift the right leg up to the sky, bending the knee, opening your hip. Really getting some good opening down the whole right side of the body. Come up high onto the left toes and step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Giving it a bit of help if you need to. Just start moving your hips around a little bit. And then bringing your back knee down to the ground. Release your back foot. You can either stay here up on your hands or start to bend your elbows and reach your chest down and forward, maybe even coming down onto your forearms. Or maybe you've got something to assist you, like a yoga block or something that you can put your forearms onto. That just helps to bring the surface of your mat closer towards you. 2 more breaths here. Now lizard pose. Coming up onto your hands. Curl your back toes under, straighten your back leg. Now stepping the back foot forward, we're going to come into a squat. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand and try to sit your bum down and lift your chest forward. So if this is what your squat looks like, that's cool. Otherwise, trying to get it a bit lower down, but not sagging all the way down into the mat. Stay nice and strong and just start to move your hips a little bit from side to side. Then, placing your hand down on the floor. Step your left foot back, step your right foot back into a high plank. And now the first option of the vinyasa we can do for today is bringing your knees down to the floor, release your feet at the back. And on an exhale, lower yourself all the way down to the floor. We're getting your chest to touch the ground just before your hips. Then lightly using your hands, press into the floor. Lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades to get a good extension stretch into the spine. This is called cobra. And then lower down and press yourself up onto your knees. Curl your toes under, lift up to down dog. Lift your left leg to the sky, bend your knee, open your hip. Now really try and get your left knee as the highest points of your body. Really reach your left hand forward into the ground towards the front of your mat. Feel the left side opening up. Come up high onto your right toes. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Just giving a bit of movement into the hips here. Lower the back knee down to the ground. Release your back foot. Either staying up on the hands if this is enough for the hips, or reach your chest forward, bend your elbows, and coming down, maybe onto the forearms. Slowly coming up onto your hands. Curl your back toes under, straighten the back leg. And as if you're pulling yourself forward with the front leg, lift your chest, get nice and soft into the back leg, and then step it forward into your squat. Bum down, chest up, hands to heart center, and just moving around a little bit from side to side. Just a couple of times, get into the ankles, the knees, the hips. And try to create a bit of fire into the belly, so squeezing the lower belly muscles to support you. Try not to round into the spine too much. Place both hands down to the floor. Step your left foot back, step your right foot back to a high plank. And either taking the vinyasa on your knees or doing the second option, which is slowly lower down to halfway. Flip to the tops of your feet, straighten your arms mostly, and reach your chest up and forward into our upward facing dog. So at this point, my hips are floating off the ground. We're in cobra, the hips are down on the ground. Then pull your chin to your chest, press the floor away, lift your hips back, then flipping over one foot at a time. Coming to down dog. Bring your knees down to the floor. Sit down onto your heels, shake out the arms a little bit. Taking a few breaths. Well done. So if you've got a yoga block or something close to your mat, or a book or a small box, whatever, anything at all, I want you to just place it towards the front of your mat, okay, in the middle. So it would be more or less there. Okay, so that's where my one's going to be, just for now, in the center of the mat and about 10 centimeters towards the front. So that's just there for easy access when we get there. And a couple of the poses in our flow today, you're very welcome to do whatever feels good for your body. I'm going to give you a couple of guidelines, of course, and you can also change up the variation that you do as we go through the flow this morning. All right, so let's meet in downward facing dog. I'm going to do it on this side. All right, strong down dog. Lift your right leg straight up to the back, squeeze your bum. Keep the hips level. Come up high onto your left toes. As you come forward, pull your right knee to your right elbow. Squeeze it up nice and high. Then start to take your right knee towards your left elbow underneath you. Now, you have the option to either lower the shin to the ground and reach the left arm up to the sky, or you can keep the shin up and straighten your leg out underneath you so that both legs are straight, and then circle the left arm up to the sky. Either way, you want your hands to be stacked underneath your shoulder. Hips and core muscles are strong, and the hips are lifting up to the sky. Maybe even looking up to the top hand. This is called falling triangle. Then taking the top hand down to the floor, pull the right knee in towards the chest, try and find some space, and step your right foot forward between your hands. Find your balance, come onto your fingertips, lift your chest. Reach your arms up to the sky. Into your first high lunge. Nice, so just feel in this high lunge, feel the legs working. Breathe. Take both hands to frame the front foot. Breathe in, step back to high plank. And either variation of the vinyasa, either knees down or lower halfway. Breathe in, extend and lift the chest. And breathe out. Sit back, make your way to down dog. Left leg kick straight out to the back, squeeze the bum. Come high onto the right toes, pull your knee to your left elbow, then across towards your right elbow, and I'll do the shin variation on this side. So either shin down or kick your leg straight out, and then reach your right arm up to the sky. So the back foot goes flat onto the floor, and I'm really trying to extend and open up my body, look up to the sky. Circle your right hand down to the floor. Pull your knee up into your chest, make some space. Step between your hands. Come to the fingertips, find your balance, reach your arms up to a high lunge. Beautiful. When you look at your front knee, make sure it's straight in line with the front foot to protect the knee. And then with your lower back, try to feel that you're not arching, so squeeze your ribs down. Take your hands down to the floor, frame your front foot. Inhale, step your left foot back. Exhale, flow through your vinyasa. Use your vinyasa as a point where you can check back in with your body and your breathing. Keeping your rhythm. Your rhythm might be different to mine, but that's perfectly fine. Meeting in down dog. Right leg straight out to the back. Pull your knee towards your elbow. Feel it across underneath your body. Spin sole of the back foot, and then either straight leg or bring the shin to the floor, reach your left arm to the sky. So this starts to become quite a flowy movement as we practice it. Pull your knee to your chest, step between your hands, reach your arms up to the sky. Open up to warrior two. Stay nice and strong into the feet. So the back foot is spun flat down onto the ground. The arms are reaching out to shoulder height. And I'm still trying to keep a nice deep bend into the front knee. Breathe. Cartwheel your hands down to the floor. Inhale, step your foot back, high plank. Exhale, lower yourself down, gentle vinyasa. You're feeling like this morning. From down dog, left leg straight up to the back. Pull your left knee to your left elbow. Then across underneath your body, spin to the sole of the back foot. And feeding your leg underneath or placing the shin on the floor. Open the body up to the sky. Take your top hand down to the floor. Pull your knee into your chest. Step your foot between your hands. Rising up to high lunge. Open up to warrior two. Spin the back foot flat to the floor. Stay deep into the front leg. And strong arms reaching away from each other at shoulder height. Couple breaths. You can feel the shoulders burning, the arms burning. Breathe through it. Cartwheel both hands to the floor. Breathe in, step back. Breathe out. Long movement down, strong movement. Ripple the chest up. Feel the spine undulating. And press back. Let's meet some down dog. Right leg straight up to the back. Pull your right knee forward. Either shin down or step your right foot towards the left side. Reach your left arm up to the sky. Squeeze the bum. Take your left hand back down to the floor. Pull your right knee to your chest. Step your foot forward. Take your time. Reaching up to a high lunge. Open up to warrior two. Flip your front palm. Reach as far forward as you can with your right hand. Keep a deep bend into the front leg. And scoop your front hand up to the sky for reverse warrior. Either back hand down the back leg or you can circle it around. Try and find the front hip. Try to find a stretch down the whole right side of the body. And one swift movement, taking both hands down to the floor. Inhale, step back. And exhale, flow down. Breathe in. Coming up with the chest. Breathe out. Pressing back to down dog. Left leg straight up. Left knee comes forward. Either shin down or step it through. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Right hand floats down to the floor. Lift your knee into your chest, stepping it forward. Reaching up to high lunge. Open up to warrior two. Flip your front palm. Bend deep into the front leg. Scoop your front hand up to the sky. Try to find that length and stretch down the whole left side of the body. And as one movement, taking both hands down to the floor. Breathe in, stepping back. Breathe out, lower down. Breathing in, lifting the chest. Open the heart. And breathe out, pressing back. Nice, you guys. We've got one more left on each side. Hang in there. Right leg straight up to the back. Knee comes forward to the elbow. Either option, shin down or step your leg through. Reach your left arm up. Take your left hand down. Pull your knee to your chest. Step forward. Reaching up to high lunge. Open up to strong warrior two. Flip your front palm, reach it forward. Reverse warrior, scoop your arm up and back, whichever option with your hand. Now coming back to warrior two. Get nice and light onto the back leg. Reach forward with your right hand. Now you can either slide the back foot to help you and then start to balance, or straight away get the weight into the front leg, lift the back leg away from the ground. Now this might be where you stop just to practice the balance, or you can try to open the left hip up and try to reach for that object, that block, whichever you have, down to the floor. Open up your left hip so that your left toes are pointing out to the side. Keep a slight bend in the standing leg, and you might even have some space to reach the left arm up to the sky. So we're in half moon pose, trying to lift the back leg up to about hip height. So we're taking enough time here so that if we fall out of it, you can come back into it and try it again. If you want to challenge yourself even more, if you've got this, you can float the bottom hand off the floor or off the block. You can even look up towards the top fingertips. We're going to float the back foot down, take it to one more reverse warrior. So slowly tipping your hand up and away from the floor or the block. Step your back foot onto the floor, flat. Reverse warrior, reach your front hand up to the sky. Then cartwheel both hands down to the floor. Inhale, step back. Exhale, lower down. Breathe in, chest comes up. And breathe out, press back down low. Left leg straight up. Left knee comes forward. Spin the back foot to the floor. Either kicking the leg across or shin goes down to the ground. Reach your right arm to the sky. Take your right hand to the floor. Spin to the ball of the back foot. Step your foot forward. Reach your arms up. Open up to warrior two. Flip your front palm. Reach it forward. Take a reverse warrior. Come back to warrior two. You can even make it like one movement. Try and nudge off the back foot. Slide the back toes if you need a bit of help first. Stay bent into the standing leg. And then tip your back leg up. You might need to adjust your block a bit here. Take your fingertips to the block or to the floor. And really open up your right hip as much as you can. You can even use like a chair or a couch or whatever you've got at home to help you balance. Reach your right arm up to the sky leg. Breathe and lift the back leg. Taking about 3 more breaths here, just giving yourself time. If you want to practice going in and out of it a few times, or just holding the position. Bend into the standing leg. Float your hand off the floor. Step your back foot flat onto the ground. Reverse your warrior one more time. Stay bent in the front knee and straighten the top arm. Then cartwheel both hands down to the floor. Inhale, step back. Exhale, one last strong vinyasa for the flow. Lifting up to downward facing dog. And holding it here for 3 long, slow, deep breaths. You can even side out on the exhale. And after the third sigh, exhale, bring your knees down to the floor. taking child's pose if you want, or just resting however your body needs it. Shake the arms out a bit. There's quite a lot of weight bearing on the wrist, especially with that fall-in triangle in the beginning of the flow. If you've got that block with you still, you can just place it down to the side. And whatever position you're in, if you've had some water or whatever it is, close your eyes for just another 3 breaths. And on your own, just feeling what your body feels like now compared to those first 2 minutes of class. So just breathing and feeling. Nice one. Coming into downward facing dog. Then deep into your knees, look forward between your hands. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward between your hands. Bring your hands onto your shins. Straighten your back. Take a deep breath in for a halfway lift. And breathe out. Take a forward fold. Relax your head down over your body. Come up onto your fingertips. Lift your chest slightly. And now walk your feet out to about the width of the mat. Yes, I'm going to turn so you can see me. And we're looking for the feet to stay completely flat and grounded and mostly facing forward. They can go out slightly, but not too much. Keep your fingertips on the floor. Sit your bum down just to halfway, so to about the same level as your knees. And then reach your arms forward. Trying to lift the chest up, squeeze the belly. Nice. Bring your hands behind your head. Already this is a tougher position. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, twist towards your left side. Open up your arms. But try to keep your knees facing forward. Breathe in. Come to the center. Hands behind your head. Breathe out. Twist to the right. Open the arms. Reach the arms apart. Breathe in, back to center. Breathe out, forward fold. Straighten the legs out. Even gently moving your hips from side to side. That feels really good in the squat position. Come up onto your fingertips. Lift your chest, look forward. Sit your bum down to halfway. Really squeeze your knees away from your arms. Reach your arms forward. Bring your hands behind your head. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Lift your chest. As you breathe out, reach forward with your hands. Round the upper back. Breathe in, lift your chest. Keep the tummy tight. Breathe out, reach forward. Breathe in, lift your chest. Stay low with the hips. Breathe out, reach forward. And forward fold. Take the hands down, straighten the legs. Gently swaying your hips from side to side. Take your hands down to the floor, so bend your knees as much as you need to. You can step or hop your feet back into your high plank. And either from high plank or bring your knees down to the ground, that's up to you. Slowly lower yourself down all the way to the floor. Try not to let your hips touch before your chest. And eventually settling down on your tummy. Bring your hands down next to your sides and tuck your chin in so that you get a nice long back of the neck. Press the tops of your feet down into the floor. Squeeze your bums, squeeze your belly. Lift your chest. Lift your arms away from the floor. Like you're flying and you're trying to reach your chest forward to the front edge of your mat. Keep looking down so that it extends the neck. Squeeze and lift a little bit more. Now maybe lifting the legs up for the last couple of breaths. Keep them straight, lift them up away from the floor. Squeeze and reach, and bring your body down. Relax, coming onto one cheek. Now you can either repeat that option or clasp your hands behind your back, interlacing the fingers, either keeping the elbows bent or straightening the arms out as much as you can. The idea here is to open up the chest. So squeezing your bum, squeeze the belly, lift your chest up away from the floor and lift your legs. And although we're lifting up, we're still trying to extend and reach the feet back, reach the chest forward, not just trying to squash into the back. Squeeze and reach, and slowly release, coming down to the floor. Bring your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Keep your elbows squeezed into your sides. Curl your toes under behind you. Now, if you're going to press up onto your knees, press your knees into the floor. If you're going to come up into high plank, straighten your legs so that your thighs come away from the floor. Whichever variation you're doing, squeeze your belly and press yourself up, either onto your knees or into your high plank. Step 1 foot forward at a time, coming onto the shin, and then cross the other leg, sitting down onto your bum. Take your feet forward. So at this point, we're looking for feet hip distance apart, which is the same width as these pointy bones in the front of the hip. Even if you just dig in, eventually you can feel them there. Keep your feet grounded, arms reaching forward. Squeeze your belly and slowly lower yourself all the way down onto your back. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Nice and slow. Keep the lower back flat down into the ground. Take your head down to the floor. Now step your feet a little bit closer towards you. Don't use your hands to pull them, but keep the feet flat and hug them in towards your bum. Now if you look at your knees, when we do our bridge, the knees want to go out and away from each other. So keep your knees hugging towards each other. Squeeze your belly, squeeze your bum, lift your hips up away from the floor. At first, trying to get a straight body from your knees to your shoulders. And if you can feel that your bum is working nicely and the back of your legs are working nicely, then you can start to extend up a little bit more. If it's your lower back working, then focus more on squeezing your tummy. So just pull the ribs down and squeezing the legs and the bum. Slowly bring your hips down to the floor. Take both feet up to the sky. Reach the feet up towards the sky. Bring your palms together. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, crunch up towards your feet. So lift up, try and get both shoulders up and away from the floor. And we're going to tick-tock from side to side. So your hands are going to go towards the left side and crunching up and forward. Back to center, keep the shoulders away from the floor. And over to the right, squeeze. That's 1. Let's go left, forward, and right, forward. Center, left, forward, right, forward. 2 more times each side. Left, forward, right, forward. Left, 1 more each side. And right. And bring your hands down to the floor, bring your head down, bend your knees, and place your feet back onto the floor, setting up for another bridge. Squeeze your belly, squeeze your bum, lift your hips up away from the floor. Then if you want to, you can hug your shoulder blades closer together and clasp your hands behind your back. If you've got some space, you can straighten your elbows out Otherwise, just keeping your arms down next to your side. Keep squeezing the bum, keep squeezing the belly. Interlacing the hands behind the back just helps to get a bit more extension into the upper back and open up the front body of the chest. Breathing, 2 more deep inhales and exhales. Releasing your hands and slowly feeding one part of your back down onto the floor at a time. Get your lower back snug down into the floor. Engage your belly. Lift both legs up to the sky. This time, keeping the shins level to the ground. Flex your feet. Interlace your fingers behind your head. And we're going to take the right elbow to the left knee. So as we take the right elbow to the left knee, the right leg is going to straighten out to about 45 degrees. Then changing over. So the right knee comes in, left knee goes out, and left elbow. So it's opposite elbow to knee, guys. Center for a moment, and opposite. Center, opposite. Try and come up and away from the ground. Up and away from the ground. Feel the shake. I can definitely feel it. Here we go. 3 more each side. 2 more each side. Keep it up. 1 more time each side. And slowly bring your feet down to the floor. Release your hands from behind your head. Take your arms out to your sides. Squeeze your belly, pull your knees up towards your chest. So you can keep about 90 degrees in the knees. And the further your feet are from you, the tougher this rotation will be. But we don't want it to be heavy, we just want it to feel good now. Squeeze your belly, keep your knees together, and slowly let your legs fall over towards the left side, but control them nice and slow until you can get your legs down onto the floor. So the knees are to the left side, and then bring your right arm up and over to meet your left arm. So now lying on the left side. Keep your legs where they are and circle your right arm, sliding it along the floor. Reach it up eventually until it gets above your head. Then start to roll your chest open as you keep circling and sweeping your arm around back towards the right-hand side and getting a nice stretch in the twist. Imagining from your right knee all the way along the right side to your right hand, we try to lengthen and reach away from each other. Now engage the belly, squeeze, and lift your knees back up to center. And gently letting the knees fall over towards the right side. Getting a nice rotation in the body. Then the left hand is going to reach over to meet the right hand, coming onto your right side. And then start to sweep your left arm up above your head. And then rolling your left chest open, reaching the left arm over towards the left side. At this point, you're trying to open your chest and open your arms away from each other as much as possible. Squeeze your belly, bring your knees back up to center. Pulling both knees into your chest. And taking one last posture, let's cross the left ankle onto the right knee. And then with the hands, holding onto the back of the right thigh. Okay, so the left hand feeds through the hole that your legs are making onto the back of your leg, and the right hand meets it there. And then bend into your right knee, pulling your legs towards your chest. Take your head down and just feel in this nice figure 4 stretch. This posture or this stretch is very, very similar to the muscles that are stretched during pigeon pose. So you'll see that the left leg is now in the same position that you would be in pigeon. But if you battle with any like lower back pain or hip pain right down in the lower back, then this is a very good alternative to pigeon if pigeon gives you any issues. Releasing your hands from your leg and swap over. So now right ankle onto the left thigh. Feed your right hand through the gap in your legs and the left arm around side of the left thigh. Pull your knees in towards your chest. You can even give the right knee a bit of a push with your right elbow if you want to get a bit more into the hip. Deep belly breaths. Slowly release the feet, the legs. Take your feet down onto the floor and lengthen your legs out onto the mat. Making yourself a bit warmer if you want, or more comfortable in any way, whatever that means for you. Grab a pillow or blankets, whatever you like. And when you're ready, once you're done with any wriggling that you need to do, or one last posture or stretch, then just letting your feet and your hands flop out to the side. Close your eyes, completely relaxed. Maybe taking a couple last really deep breaths. And then eventually just letting your breath settle. Find a gentle, calming rhythm. So at this point, just observing what your breath feels like. Relax your jaw, relax your face. And really try to feel the air moving in and out through your nostrils. Really feel the air filling up your lungs. And then feel how your body softens down as you exhale. Each time you exhale, you feel your body relaxing even more. It's very common to feel any random thoughts or busy thoughts that pop into your head. The trick is to not try and get those thoughts out of your head, but just notice them and then gently bringing your focus back to your breathing. So not trying to react to any thoughts that you have, but rather respond by shifting your focus back to your breathing. And now start to feel the different temperatures across your body. The air making contact with your skin. And maybe feeling how the parts of your body covered in clothing are a little bit warmer. Listening to any sounds around you, trying to pick up what might be making that sound, visualize it. Maybe a car or a small bird. And now start to slowly move your body however you want. Gently moving into whatever parts of your body feel that want to start moving first. And then if you haven't, you can reach your arms up above your head, taking a big full body stretch. Squeeze your legs, squeeze the bum, squeeze the arms, reach. And then pulling one knee at a time in towards your chest, roll onto either side of your body. Using your bottom arm like a pillow underneath your head. And keeping your eyes closed, slowly press yourself up into a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. See if you can sit up tall through the spine. Just taking a couple breaths here, really thanking yourself for taking the time this morning. You always have a choice, and this morning you chose one of the options that lead to growth and strength and health. So show yourself a bit of kindness for that. Take that throughout your day as well. Deep breath in, reach both arms up to the sky. Bring your palms to touch. Slowly let your hands float down until they're resting on the front of your chest. Take a little bow. Thanking each other for practicing together. And guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me. Well done this morning. Good job. Stick around as much as you like afterwards. You can switch your microphone on if you want. And everyone who's going off straight away, have a lekker day. I hope you enjoy it.